Welcome to Dave D's Random Watch. The wife picked out the next movie on HBO Max again. Very great movie app. Highly recommend it. However, the one that she wanted to watch was in the list somewhere in here, somewhere in there. But when we draw it, we'll just toss it to the side because we already watched it. And the movie we're talking about is Dante's Peak from 1997. Now, in that era, 1997, 98, 96 even, I think they had multiple movies of disasters. If you want to include the TV movies, but Twister did have a competitor, Tornado. We had Dante's Peak, which is the choice, and you had Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. The other movies the following year, you had two asteroid movies, and then they're always competing with each other. You had Disney and Pixar. They had, Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks. They had very similar movies that were coming out right on top of each other. So there was just this trend then that was going on. But this choice was, she wanted to watch Dante's Peak, which I wanted to watch as well. And the best part was, I have the DVD, HBO Max, it was in HD. So, of course, I'd gladly watch it. It looked great. I don't think the DVD would hold what visual images we got from watching it on HBO Max. But, like I said before, I'll kind of cheat it. If I draw a movie title and it's in the DVD collection, and if it's on one of the streaming services, I will watch it on there. I mean, I won't pay to rent one, but I will watch it if it's on one of the ones that I already have. Dante's Peak, a volcanologist ends up in a small town, and he gets information that the dormant volcano is starting to get some activity. He was sent to the small town by his boss to check it out. Of course, he finds all the signs, and then he's ready to alert the mayor, played by Linda Hamilton, Rachel. The volcanologist is Harry Dalton, played by Pierce Brosnan. And, he's kind of telling her that this might escalate, this might blow up, we got to put the town on order. But the thing is, this very tiny town, which has a mayor, which I can't comprehend because the town looks a lot smaller than where I live, and we don't have mayors. We have like city managers, and this place looks even smaller to the point where there wouldn't even be a city manager. But anyways, enough of that. The town is going to be it's voted like the second safest town in the United States. It looks like the city council, again, I don't know how they'd have a city council in this tiny little town, but they do. And they have a business ready to come in, and they're trying to work hard on it. But the second Pierce Brosnan shows up, he's all like, well, you might have a volcano problem, it might erupt, I don't know, the signs are there. And then, of course, like typical Jaws fashion, these city council people, with the exception of the mayor, she's kind of on his side because she wants to keep people safe. They're all like, well, we don't want to stir anything up, we'll lose business, we can't lose business, we'll lose our rating for the safest town in the United States, which, who cares if a volcano blows up? A lot of good that rating's going to do you. Of course, you would think he'd have backing from his other volcanologist. They still come in, but they kind of play it down. They're like, there's nothing to worry about. It's all fine, And that's from his boss, the Paul Dreyfus character, which he sent the Harry Dalton to the area to investigate because he's the best at what he does. Why would you send the best person who's the best at what he does and then dismiss whatever he's saying. Whatever. It's, it's typical movie formula for the drama. You need that kind of drama in a movie like this in order to tell its story. It gets a little cliche, yes, but the execution of everything is where it could pay off. Spoilers here, volcano explodes. Watching this movie, however, I realized that one of the things that I think would be hilarious, I would have the patience for this in a movie. I would watch this movie if they made a movie where you had the scenario like the Pierce Brosnan character, Harry Dalton, comes in, he's trying to get the town all worked up about the volcano. Everyone starts freaking out. The volcano might explode. He's showing all the signs. He's showing all the stuff. And then you have like a 2-hour movie where nothing happens, and it's just the drama of the people being like, "Oh my gosh, we gotta get out of here." And then, of course, the movie ends, and you're like, "Oh, my bad, nothing. A few miscalculations." I'd have the patience for that. I think the average movie audience would not. Hence why they have a very formulaic film telling, storytelling in film. I still like this movie. It is suspenseful. It's a great buildup of mystery. What is going on here? What is all this stuff? Typically, movies, the action, it's all time stamped. That something's got to happen at this time. Something's got to happen at that time and this time. The stuff doesn't really happen until past those time markers, so you're building up some character drama in the movie, which I really like. And of course, the boss of Harry Dalton, Paul Dreyfus, which is played by Charles Hallahan in one of his last movies before he passed away. He plays the character like you're mad at the boss for, telling Harry Dalton to, settle down. You don't know what you're talking about. Again, he sent him there for a reason and then dismisses him. And then in the end, as it turns out, is he's right. The character takes a complete 180. He's on his side and he's doing everything he can to make sure everybody is safe and a safe evacuation. So there's a little character redemption there. Even though he did nothing nasty, he was just doing his job, just as Pierce Brosnan's character was doing his job. But Dante's Peak is a great movie. I really enjoyed it. It was fun to watch after all these years. I remember I saw it in the theater when it came out. It's one of those movies that after I just watched it, I would be willing to watch it again. Some of the kids might like that stuff. I mean, they like Twister, so Dante's Peak is almost kind of in that corner there. I do want to get my hands on Volcano. If I can get my hands on that one, I'm curious. And if I do that one, I have a story about my experience at a movie theater with that. But Dante's Peak, it's a good movie. The wife picked out a good one this time. Unlike Red Riding Hood. Okay, that wasn't that bad. But Dante's Peak is something that I had in my collection. And I'm glad we watched it when we did. And I would rate it 3.5 stars. I was ballpark. I was really close to 4, but because, again, for the purpose of storytelling, people don't want to. They do not want to chance it, so they keep the formula going. And the formula was, the city council doesn't want to do this because it might make them look bad, even though we're talking about a volcano exploding. Dante's Peak, 3.5 stars. It's on HBO Max. If you have that, check it out.